3 Soviet submarines have broken contact and have not communicated in days. It is theorized that these submarines are either intending to strike the Americans in a first strike maneuver or are attempting to defect to the United States. Regardless of their motives, they must be destroyed. Nearly the entire Northern Fleet has sortied out and are trying to make contact with the submarines and sink them. Additionally, NATO forces are on high alert due to the unfolding situation. The Moskva-class helicopter carrier Leningrad has potentially made contact with the elusive Delta III submarine and her cohorts. She is cleared to engage. NATO forces are in the area as well. It is imperative that they are not attacked. Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome back to Sea Power, Naval Combat in the Missile Age. Before we get started, I do want to say this is a very early look at Sea Power, and much of what you are going to see in this video is subject to change. In this video, we will be playing through a mission I created in the endgame mission editor, and it is loosely based off the movie and book, The Hunt for Red October. Now, there is no Typhoon class submarine in Sea Power at the moment, so I have replaced the Red October with a November class SSBN, and there are a few other defecting Soviet submarines out there that we are going to have to deal with. Our ASW group here contains the Moskva class helicopter carrier Leningrad. In addition to the Moskva class helicopter carrier, we do have a Krivac 1 here, and then over on the right there is MPK 200. This is a Grisha class, so yeah, it's going to be rather interesting to try to hunt submarines with this formation. The only vessel we have capable of carrying helicopters is Leningrad herself, and we are currently launching 3 helos, all of which have the ASW Hunter loadout. One other feature that has been added to Sea Power that is very work in progress is this here, the Formation Manager. We can now see all of our units in a Formation Manager in one single window, which will certainly prove to be useful whenever, we are managing large flights of aircraft and such. In addition to the Surface Task Force, we have K-64 here, an Alpha class attack submarine. She is currently coming up to periscope depth. She's already in the search area and has not picked anything up. We have sound contact. It looks like one of our frigates is picking it up. We also have established more sound contacts out here, and I think we may be picking them up with K-64 here as she passes the thermal layer. I think that's what's going on. Okay, multiple passive contacts already detected. I want my helos to go over and investigate. Come over. Drop a sono buoy right on that target. And you know what? The Formation Manager is probably a good way to manage all of this, isn't it? You can expand the window and make it a little easier. Okay, we have lots of noise contacts out here. Let's have our Krivac flip on its air search and surface search radar. Not picking anything up, just picking up sound contacts at this point. I'm surprised we're not picking anything up on radar. There should be some surface vessels out and about, but that's okay. All right, let's select our other Ka-25. Come over here, drop a sono buoy on that position. K-64 is coming up to PD. There we go, she's at periscope depth now. Currently making 5 knots, good. All right, raise the ESM mast. Let's see if we can pick up any radar emissions. Nada. Okay, periscope up. Aha. Okay, got a contact. It's classified as neutral. So there are NATO forces in the area. We do want to avoid destroying any NATO assets. I believe I have a trigger enabled, and hopefully it works, that if a NATO ship is hit, they will turn hostile. So there is a real threat here. Okay, lower their ESM mast, lower the periscope. Of course, we are hunting for Soviet submarines that are trying to defect. I'm going to have K-64 here drop down below the layer, and we'll have her increase speed to standard once she is below the layer to try to race in here. I've ordered Leningrad to launch 3 more helos. These are going to be loaded with torpedoes instead of just sonobuoys. So we've dropped a sonobuoy on this target here. Let's go info. It looks like it could be an American submarine. It's still unidentified, and we've lost contact on it. It's going deep. It's below the layer now, I believe. Let's drop another sonobuoy right on top of it. Still picking up this noise here. Info. Perry class, probably, or Garcia class. And our other helos are still fanning out to drop sonobuoys on these other sound contacts. Let's see. Dropped a sonobuoy right on top, and that identified it. We got it. Okay, definitely an American submarine. Good to know. I want to keep tabs on it, of course. But we do not want to drop torpedoes on it, because that would be bad. Okay, all of our ships do also have variable depth sonars. We are going to deploy those. I want the one on Leningrad to be deployed above the layer. Let's go over to the Prozac and deploy yours below the layer. There we go. Set and deployed. We've dropped a single sonobuoy right here, and we have picked up 3 contacts. So there are a good amount of subs in this area. We have a noise to the north. Let's check info. Okay, no, do not. Let's classify this as neutral for the time being. I did not mean to do that info here. Definitely submerged contacts all around. Okay, let's order this helo. Come here. Drop a sonobuoy right on top of that contact. This one, come here, drop a sonobuoy right on that one. Okay, we've classified this as another American submarine. Or a neutral sub? Oh no, I did this myself, duh. Okay, good to know. Still not sure what this is here. Let's see, can my Prozac request identify yourself, see if they'll do that. Provac's moving to VID. I don't really want them to do that. Belay that. Okay, 2 sound contacts here. Who knows what they could be. Let's check the range. Okay, we got something else. Another noise contact way out here. It could be anywhere within this band. Alright, things are getting exciting. They've identified this as hostile. Okay, good to know. I want to make sure that there are no nearby NATO subs. If there's a NATO asset, we need to be a little more careful. Because we do not want to blow USS Dallas out of the water or something. Okay, this COD 25, let's get in an exact position. And we will engage. They've identified this submarine as hostile as well. Delta 3. That might be her. So we have detected 2 hostile Soviet submarines that are attempting to defect already. We have a 3rd contact up here. I would like this Ka-25. Begin laying a string of sonobuoys right here. There we go. Something like that. Good enough for government work. This Ka-25's going to drop a sonobuoy right on top of this guy. Come on. We can see, if we look down, all the sonobuoys in the bomb bay. This is pretty cool. This Ka-25's dropping another one as well. Then we have our hunters inbound. I want to check the range of our Silex. Oh, they're in range, so we are absolutely going to use it if we are able to. This contact here, I'm not sure what this is. This noise info. Merchant. Okay, merchant or Nox. So regardless, it is not a combatant. Okay, sonobuoy away. Did not pick exactly. Okay, we have a good location on this guy. Come down to 20 feet. Now the cool thing about the Ka-27 or the Ka-25, excuse me, is we do have a dipping sonar. Down to 20 feet. Let's drop down, go to a hover, and the dipping sonar should be deployed. There we go. Deploy. And it'll get strung out. And we want it above the layer here. There we go. We'll have it go active as well. How cool is that? Alright, find this guy. We know exactly where they are. We know exactly where this one is as well. Alright. Silex time? I think so. Let's launch. One torpedo. SSN-14. Here we go. Gosh, I love this. It just does not get old watching these missiles get fired. There we go. Alright. One away. We'll hold off on the one. There we go. Boosters have separated. And it is en route to the target. Now this Ka-25 is going to start laying sonobuoys along this path here. Try to pick up whatever the heck this submerged contact is. It looks like it's running away. Oh dear, we have another sound contact. Info, what's this? Franklin skipjack sturgeon. Okay, it could be an American submarine. The Soviet submarine our helo is pinging has been identified. It is a Romeo-class submarine attempting to defect. Torpedo has dropped and has immediately acquired the enemy submarine. They are deploying noisemakers, but that is too little too late. Impact. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. 2 noisemakers have been deployed. Alright, let's do the same thing. Krivac. Engage that Delta 3. Engage with 2. 1 away. The second one. There we go, 2 away. Alright. And now we have this sound contact. Okay, there was a sound contact up here that we needed to identify. Let's take a look. The Romeo is going down. She's sinking. 1 lightweight torpedo was enough for her to go down. Fantastic. And then did have another sound contact up here. They may be dropping down below the layer now. Delta 3 operating at 270 feet. Trying to sneak on by. Let's come over here. Deploy our dipping sonar right on top of her. And we've identified this. Okay, K-64. All ahead 1/3. Come up above the layer, please. Silex are moving in. And there we go. We've picked up this sound contact again. Moving 5 knots. It's at 315 feet. What's the layer over here? Thermal layer's at 442 feet. She's above the layer. It's interesting. I think the thermal layer changes depending on where we're at. Like this Foxtrot. Where's this Foxtrot? Wow, she's really deep. Has not crushed yet. Let's go over to where our Krivac is. Thermal layers at 300 feet over here, but over where K-64 is, it's over 400 feet. So it's not one static thermal layer all over the place. And uh-oh. That does not look good. That does not look good at all. Torpedoes look like they may have been fired towards that Perry. Okay, we have torpedoes in the water. We will handle that. This Delta 3 is about to get smacked, though. Torpedoes have dropped. Come on. Acquire, acquire, acquire. Oh, she's hauling. She's moving now. Okay, it looks like these torpedoes have turned. Okay, let's manage this a little bit here. Let's turn around. Noisemakers are being deployed by the NATO sub. Oh, you shouldn't be that close if you didn't want some of the heat. Let's bring up the formation manager, ASW hunters. No, ASW killers, that's what I want. Come over here. Up this way. Go investigate that. I want one ASW hunter. Yeah, come over here. Drop a sono buoy right on top of that guy. Let's check on our Delta friend. Oh yeah. Hit. Impact. Second torpedo coming in. There we go. Got her. That's 2 torpedoes. 2 lightweight torpedoes, but let's get one of the ASW killers over this way. This one on the right. Come over here. All right, we have another torpedo inbound. I think she's fired at least 2 to 3 wake-homing torpedoes. As a result, we need to book it all ahead flank, bring in that towed sonar array. Well, the Delta-class submarine did not need another torpedo. I thought she would, but she has succumbed to flooding and is now going down. 2 light torpedoes were enough to finish her off. We have a helo operating right above this other sound contact. I want it to deploy its dipping sonar. We have identified this other submarine here as a Victor 3 class. She launched those 2 wake-homing torpedoes, which are currently en route. We are going to drop our torpedoes right on top of her. And you know what? We have a whole bunch of torpedoes. Let's just drop 3 on top of the target. That should be more than enough to finish her off. These wake-homing torpedoes, I have a feeling they're going to run out of fuel before they can get too close to us. So I'm not incredibly concerned about them at the moment. Okay, torpedoes are away. There we go. They've already dropped down. Have they acquired? Dropped them a little far. There are now 4 torpedoes en route heading to... We have another sound contact. Yeah, I got worried there for a second. We have 4 torpedoes en route towards that Victor 3. She's launched 2 more torpedoes, 2 more wake-homing torpedoes at us. Okay, understood. Should be easy enough to defeat those at this range. They're so far away. We dropped our torpedoes. Our Ka-25 dropped the torpedoes a little far away. I would have preferred them to drop it right on top of the target, but that's okay. You have none. RTB. If you have no torpedoes, I want you to go ahead and head back home. I have any other ASW killer? Yeah, come up here and assist. Although I think these torpedoes should be able to find their marks and hit the target. Okay, we just hit her. This position is inaccurate then. They did almost drop right on top of the target. She's continuing to drop a whole bunch of noisemakers. Looks like the rest of the no, these torpedoes are heading down towards something. Fascinating that we hit her with 1. Propulsion's offline. She is not moving at all anymore. There's 2 wake-homing torpedoes. Let's check on our formation. Yeah, we're just running away, which is good. She firing something else? She is going down swinging, that's for sure. Another noisemaker has been deployed. Yeah, she's right here in this area, near this clump of noisemakers. Okay, got it. Let's see, can this Ka-25 come over here? Actually, use active. If you can pick up the Victor with active. Yep, sure can. Got her now. Okay, Silex. You in range? Got 1 left. Ooh. Real close, but let's do it. Engage. Okay, opening the tube door. There we go, one away. That's our last one, but it's worth it. It is worth it. Still have not identified this NATO sub. Not too concerned about it. Okay, let's make sure our ships are continuing to go as quickly as they can. Yeah, they really are. They're just moving away, which is good. Hopefully our wake dissipates by the time these wake-homing torpedoes cross it. Things are not looking good for our former comrades here, that's for sure. She was just hit with another lightweight torpedo. We have multiple more torpedoes inbound. Our Silex hasn't even reached the area yet. 2 more torpedoes are swimming around searching for the Victor 3. I don't think she's going to survive at this point. That is it. Despite all those noisemakers being dropped in the water, I think she's completely done for. Is she sinking? No, she's maintaining depth, which is rather surprising, frankly. These 2 torpedoes are circling about. Look at all those noisemakers in the water out there. Thinking one more torpedo ought to certainly do it. Let's check on those wake homers. I think we're well clear of their position. We're doing good. And these 2 ships have been identified, a Perry class and a Knox. Just hanging out here watching this scenario unfold. Okay. AT-1 is just dropped. There we go, here we go. Torpedo should separate here any second now. There it goes. And it is now dropping. Victor 3. Oh, she's coming up. She blew ballast. Unfortunately, it looks like this torpedo has acquired. There we go. Another hit on the Victor. And it looks like, I don't know, her rise is starting to slow down as water fills the ship. Another torpedo heading their way. Let's see, she's at 138 feet, still trying to come up. Well, just as she attempted to reach the surface, she is now going down. That's a Victor 3 sunk. She wasn't able to surface. You can see our helicopter just circling up there. And that's all she wrote. That's all 3 defecting Soviet submarines sunk. Well, folks, that is going to do it for today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it. This mission was a little bit easier than I anticipated it being. I kind of figured someone would hit one of the NATO ships and they would be brought into the fight, greatly complicating things. But that did not happen. The scenario also showed off the ability to do red versus red scenarios, which is kind of interesting. Well, folks, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel. But until next time, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I'll see you all on the next one.